Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm gonna tell you guys about my story. So let me take you guys back. All I hear is good news in your presence. I grew up with my father and my brothers. But when my father passed on 2 years later, I came to high school. In my whole primary school, I used to model. I used to be I don't want to say a model. I used to model, and growing up I just never had a reason to find myself unworthy of certain things. But then going to high school, I met different people that really just changed my perspective of how I think about myself. I remember in my grade 8 there were 3 specific learners. I don't know, when I'm saying learners it sounds like I was the teacher, that just brought my whole self-esteem very low. Okay, so from primary school I used to model, so I used to be very, very hyper. Even though I schooled in the north, my English was good English, if that's, you know, a lot of kids in the class feel like, yeah, I'm very hyper. Why do I speak English like I was, I was born in? Even people that are from window, some of them couldn't speak English the way I do. This girl end up and go in front of the class when the teacher is not there, and then she will start, yeah, you Charity, you are very ugly, you think you are beautiful. That was in my grade 8. So first when she used to say that, it didn't bother me, but when she goes in front of the class and everybody started laughing, it started getting to me so much that, so every time she goes in front and start saying, yeah, you're very ugly, you are so black, I started feeling that being black, there's something wrong with me being black. I just ignored it, even though when she says like that and people start laughing, deep in my heart, like I will laugh because I wouldn't want to be seen that I'm weak. I wouldn't want people to, to think that when they call me that I'm black, I'm offended. But deep down in my heart, I was so much offended. There were 3 kids, so one could draw. So whenever the chubby girl would call me that, yeah, you are very fat and ugly and black, the one that could draw will go on the chalkboard and just draw a face that is exactly like me. And he could really draw. He would draw me. He will draw my face and write Charity, and he will draw a bean, these black beans. He will say, yeah, you are black like this bean. So that girl would be like, yeah, you are black like this bean. And I remember it started playing with me so much. I started thinking that there's something wrong with being black. So it started playing with my head so much, to a point where sometimes even when I'm in a class, or even like, I used to be so hyper. So with that in my head, I started being so, being, I don't want to say reserved. Reflecting back, I was not the only dark child in the class, but just because I was very outspoken, I will, whenever I'm in class, I was that child that even when I don't know the answer, I will raise my hand up. I used to participate in some sports in my grade 8, but just because of that, I decided that I was not going to do that anymore. So fast forward, in grade 9, my teachers will come to my class and ask me, why are you not participating in sport? Join the sport, come and do this, come and do that. So that's later when I'll force myself to go out there. If I was with people in the field, now for the athletes, I felt so ugly. At a time I'll take a mirror and look at myself, and I'll start seeing the baboon that, these kids will call me the ugly. Like, I'll just take a mirror and, when I see myself, I will see all the things that these people used to say to me. It came to the point where sometimes I'll walk home, I'll maybe pass by people seated, or maybe just talking their stories and laughing, and in my head is, they are laughing at me. It's because I'm ugly, it's because I'm a black monkey. I'm not normal. Like, it played with my head so much. Probably you are listening to me and you're like, but why should that bother? And there was a time, now these girls, since we just continue with them from my grade 8 to my grade 10, I remember this girl went in front and she was like, you are very black, you are a black monkey. She just called me all these names, and for the first time I broke down in tears in class, because I felt like I kept pretending that I was fine with it even when I was not okay with it. So I remember I literally broke down in tears. I remember my friend coming just to console me because I literally cried. Like, I felt like, God, why did you create me if I'm this ugly, if I'm not, I'm not needed to be here? Because that is how they made me feel. After when I finished crying, my friend was like, let's go to the life skill teacher. So I went to the life skill teacher and I told her, ma'am, no, my friend told her, no, why is Charity crying? She said, no, she's crying because I don't want to mention anybody's name. So this girl called her, let's call her Cherry. She's crying because Cherry called her that she's black, ugly, and she's a monkey. And at that time, the life skill teacher just said, you're crying because somebody called you that you are black. Are you not black? So in my mind, when she said, are you not black? I started crying more because I really went to her to console me. I'm not saying that what she said was not right because I am black, I am dark. But just the approach, because I felt like I went there crying, looking for consolation, but then she just made things worse. I remember she just let me cry and then I went back to class, and it was getting so much because it started affecting my academic performance. Didn't used to love school anymore. I will literally just force myself because I know I can't stay home. And I thank God because there was never a time I'll say I'll go to school and maybe stay in the street or just go somewhere. But I'll go to school, but I was just not excited to be in school. I was just not excited to be in class. That incident of the teacher, I remember going to my pastor's wife and I told her, and maybe it's because it was after days when I spoke to him. She's like, come here, come down, let's talk. Yes, you are dark, but you are not ugly, you are not a monkey. You are beautiful just the way you are. So even when she was saying that, it was honestly so difficult for me to just believe that I'm really not a monkey that I've been hearing from my grade 8 year to my grade 10. I'm not the baboon that people will shout at me in the street. It was so difficult. And one thing that helped me, she showed me scriptures like, you are wonderfully and fearfully made, that I kept saying it to myself even when I will walk among people and they will start saying, yeah, this ugly black girl, and from there, when I spoke to her, she literally kept on reminding me that I'm beautiful. And there are times where I will be like at church on Sundays and she'll just be like, you look so beautiful. Like, she'll give me those compliments. And maybe to her it was just something that she'll just say because she sees it, but to me it meant so much. I remember because I did Oshindonga from my grade 8. I could not read Oshindonga. So my Oshindonga teacher will always be like, this black girl, she's not saying it from a bad perspective, but because of how I've been hearing people who call me, it played with me so much that I started hating the subject. I started hating, going to a class where, because she will make me read and people start laughing at me and she'll be like, this black girl, those compliments. It just made me really hate the subject. About my grade 11 and grade 12, I was in that process of just accepting myself. I'm God's creation. I'll start confessing all these things, even though when I'm confessing them, deep down in my heart, I am broken. Like, when you say it to me, I will feel like, wow, like I'm not supposed to be on earth or something. I'll just feel so worthless, although I'll confess positively. So if I met some wonderful people that kept telling me you are beautiful, and this is the funniest thing, that even when people call you that, wow, you are so beautiful, I find it so hard to just believe. And they'll tell me I have a beautiful voice, and I never believed them until university. They'll tell me you have a nice voice, you have a nice personality. I never believed that because of just the way these people call me that you are all these things. Through encouragement, through the word of God, I started picturing my picture, or seeing my true self, seeing my true worth, seeing who I am really. And coming to university, I was so confident. I was just, even though there were comments there and they just never bothered me. So this is the lesson that I just wanna give to you guys. Don't say anything to somebody that you wouldn't want them to say to you. Don't call anybody ugly because they don't look appealing before you. Don't call anyone that they're a monkey because when somebody calls you a monkey, you don't want anybody to call you a monkey. You get what I'm saying? Some people are not dark like I am. Some people are chubby. Some people are, let me say, fat. Don't call someone fat and ugly. If you put yourself in their shoes, you wouldn't want anybody to call you like that, because some words, words are sharper than a gun. Because when somebody just say you black thing, you don't know how the person takes it. You don't know what the person have been through. You don't know how the person will take it. So don't call anybody that. And this is just to advise, if there's any parent listening, advise your children, teach your children that everybody's created in a unique way. And this does not only apply to children, because come to university, there are people that feel so comfortable just to make other people uncomfortable. You laugh at somebody because of the shoe they are wearing, but you don't know that maybe the shoe that this girl is wearing is the only shoe that the parent can be able to afford. Now you will push somebody into doing things that that they're not supposed to do, just to make sure that at the standard that you feel like they should be. Don't be a reason that someone will drop out of school. Don't be a reason that someone will commit suicide. Don't be a reason that someone is going to drop the project that they started because of your rude comments. Don't just pass mean comments to anybody. Stop making people's lives uncomfortable for them to live. People see me in the street and they are like, they see me walking so majestically and they think that the confidence I have came overnight. It is not overnight. It is honestly just by God's grace. I want to encourage you, if you're going through that phase of your life, you feel like you're worthless, you feel like comments get to you. I want you to know that God created you in His own image and you are wonderfully and fearfully made just the way you are. Because no one has the nose you have, nobody has the lips you have, nobody has the ears you have. All you have to do is just take a mirror, tell yourself, I am wonderfully and fearfully made. And those are some of the things that helped me. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you want me to do a follow-up video to this one, just tell me in the comment section. And thank you guys so much.